Ladies and gentlemen, CNN has a wonderful, wonderful segment. Trump deserves to go to jail. Ex-Trump organization executive on looming criminal charges. June 27, 2021, and Alan Weisselberg is walking his dog, and they're trying to, interview him. They find him on the street. And then this person has a book, of course, Tower of Lies. What my 18 years of working with Donald Trump reveals about him. Of course, it's all the truth. It's definitely not the work of somebody who wants to be part of... look, if you look at anyone associated with Trump, they fall into two categories. One, a person who's flipped and sang. A person who has the goods on Trump. A person who realizes what they've done wrong in being so close to the orange monster and tries to make amends and issues a mea culpa in the form of a book deal, and testimony and, this admission of guilt. Oh, you know what? I finally realized, for the past 30 years... that I've been in the wrong. Please forgive me, liberal Democratic Party establishment that pretty much runs the establishment, the Washington establishment, and influences everybody from Major League Baseball to Delta Airlines to Coca-Cola to social media algorithms to every conceivable advantage from Jimmy Kimmel and Late Night to the Washington Post, the New York Times, MSNBC, and of course CNN. So, whatever I say about Trump and my intimate knowledge of him, it's all out of just honesty and truth. Definitely not trying to ingratiate myself to people who could perhaps reward me with money or acceptance. Definitely not that. So, CNN has a segment now, and it's kind of hilarious. It's like they're trying to go after Alan Weisselberg because, and I hit subscribe to this channel right now. We're almost at 200. We're almost at 200,000. We're almost at 182,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. It's just me and the icons and the legends behind me. And my wall says a lot about me. And if it says a lot about you, then definitely hit subscribe. And tell your friends, family. Word of mouth is the most important thing you could ever do for this channel. And H.A. Goodman's other channel, link is below in the pinned comment. I have a great segment out today. To my new Patreons, thank you. If you want to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, I'll be published soon in other publications. Go to hagoodman.com. But ladies and gentlemen, they went from Russia and collusion with Putin and Russia to you paid for Alan Weisselberg's grandchildren's tuition. Do you understand they want to ruin the lives of anyone associated with Trump? It's not about the rule of law. The authoritarians and despots are the good, morally superior liberals. If you convince yourself every day that you were morally superior to others and that anything you did was based on some moral or some just cause, that if you had to, ruin the lives of people, oh, so be it. If you, the worst atrocities in human history were done by people who actually thought they had to do something because they were on the side of justice, or they were on some kind of warped and distorted viewpoint that they were right, or they were moral, or they were just. And if you've convinced yourself that you're morally superior, you're capable of any type of atrocity. You're capable of any type of despicable behavior. Now, what Democrats have done for the past 4 years with George Papadopoulos and Carter Page and Michael Flynn and Roger Stone and other people associated with the Trump-Russia myth is they've gone after everyone associated with President Trump. even if it meant ruining their lives, getting them almost to the point of bankruptcy because they had to defend themselves, harming financially their families and loved ones. The apoplectic, seething, fuming, indignant, vengeful, angry, morally superior liberal Democrats wanted retribution, and they're seething still. They want revenge still. It's not enough that they have Prince Valium in the Oval Office. It's not enough. They want Trump out of American politics. Do you understand? They don't want him around. They want every single day. It's funny. I don't have a Twitter account, and I suggest you get off of Twitter. Haven't had a Twitter account for 3 years, but it's like Tron for apoplectic, morally superior, oftentimes angry and disgruntled liberals. But if you have a Twitter account, you can see all of Hollywood Twitter. They're still angry. Democracy is still shattered and at risk and being torn apart by nefarious Republicans. I mean, it's never good enough. Do you understand? They derive when you go to the gas station to fill up your car. Instead of pumping gas, they pump indignation. They pump indignation into the Democratic Party. They're mortified all the time. Everything's an outrage. And the fact that one would think the fact that they have even Major League Baseball and Jimmy Kimmel and everyone in late night and Delta Airlines and Coca-Cola, you would think that they really run society now. But that's not the case. They don't have any ideas. They don't have any policies that they even believe in. Even the great Sam Seder, the Gore Vidal of today's, they went from Noam Chomsky, Gore Vidal, and Christopher Hitchens to Sam Seder. Okay? You're looking at a left, an American left, that isn't really, they have no ideas. They have no arguments. Everything is hyperbole. Two people familiar with the matter, they drum up and fabricate stories. Medicare for all, Mr. Seder and others on the left. Oh, it's 12 years away. Well, then why do you support AOC? If it's 12 years away, a Green New Deal, why do you support Bernie Sanders if you don't believe any of his policies are even feasible? If he doesn't apparently believe any of his policies are feasible because he just, foments the same hysteria, if it's Trump, Russia, or they exist to funnel Democratic leaning voters or progressive voters or left leaning voters back into the Democratic Party. It's a gigantic public relations racket. They cover up their own crimes. If it's a top secret intelligence on private servers or selling stocks right before the economic collapse last year with Dianne Feinstein, if it's Swalwell with a potential relationship, romantic involvement with a foreign intelligence operative, if it's potential campaign finance violations by AOC, if it's Hunter Biden utilizing the most offensive word in the English language, it's cancel anyone you can through this fake and phony, morally superior charade and racket. Yell at the top of your lungs. Give find a way to foment and create and fabricate a guilt trip pertaining to any topic from climate change to Trump, Russia, to everything. And then if you're caught in the act, whether it's the Lincoln Project, one of the Lincoln Project people, or if you're a former MSNBC contributor and like Mr. Seder who sends out a really bizarre, disgusting tweet and then gets a whole lot of left-leaning people to say, oh, it was a conservative pundit's fault. Then you're not really canceled, but you know what? You push for other people to be canceled. So at the end of the day, Bernie Sanders can unendorse Cenk Uygur, but really did Cenk Uygur experience any consequences for his posts? did Reed at Miss Reed at MSNBC, they never experience any consequences if you're on the left. But you better believe if you're a CFO of the Trump organization, and my God, if Trump paid for your grandchildren's tuition, it's game over. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe.